Good morning, everyone. As the first light of dawn stretches across the vast Atlantic, we're reminded of the power and beauty of this immense ocean. Each day brings new possibilities and new challenges, especially during hurricane season. Today is August 11th, 2025, and our attention is firmly fixed on the Atlantic Ocean as hurricane season intensifies. This time of year, the ocean becomes a stage for powerful natural forces, with conditions ripe for the formation of tropical storms and hurricanes. The vast expanse of water, stretching from the Americas to Africa, is closely watched by scientists, meteorologists, and coastal communities alike. The National Hurricane Center, or NHC, is on high alert, tracking a developing area of disturbed weather. Using a combination of high-resolution satellites, specialized hurricane hunter aircraft, and sophisticated computer models, experts are able to analyze every detail of these evolving systems. Their work is crucial, providing early warnings and helping to predict the potential paths and intensities of storms before they threaten land. August and September are the heart of hurricane season. During these months, the Atlantic's warm waters act as fuel, giving storms the energy they need to grow rapidly. The combination of heat, moisture, and atmospheric conditions can turn a simple cluster of thunderstorms into a powerful hurricane in just a matter of days. Thanks to advances in technology, we're now able to spot these systems much earlier than ever before. Early detection means more time for preparation, more accurate forecasts, and ultimately, greater safety for those who may be in harm's way. Meteorologists work around the clock, analyzing new data as it comes in, and updating forecasts to keep the public informed. Right now, the system we're watching is located far out in the eastern Atlantic, not far from the Cabo Verde Islands. It's beginning to show signs of organization, with thunderstorms consolidating and rotation becoming more apparent. Because of these developments, the NHC has tagged the system for special monitoring, and updates will be frequent as it evolves. At this time, there's no immediate threat to land, and coastal areas remain calm. However, early tracking is essential. It ensures that everyone who could potentially be in the path of a future storm has the time and information needed to get ready, whether that means securing property, gathering supplies, or planning for evacuation if necessary. In the next sections, we'll break down everything you need to know about this developing system and what to expect as hurricane season continues. We'll cover how storms are tracked, what signs to watch for, and how you can stay prepared throughout the coming weeks. Stay with us as we keep a vigilant eye on the Atlantic and bring you the latest updates. You've probably heard us mention Invest 97L in recent weather updates, and you might be wondering what exactly that means. The term invest can sound a bit mysterious if you're not familiar with meteorological jargon, but it's actually a crucial part of how experts track and predict tropical weather systems. So, what does it mean when you hear about an invest like 97L? Let's break it down in simple terms. When the National Hurricane Center, or NHC, identifies a tropical disturbance that could potentially develop into a more organized storm, they assign it an invest designation. This allows meteorologists and scientists to focus their attention and resources on that specific area, running advanced computer models and gathering more data to better understand its potential. The number, like 97, is simply a rotating identifier used to keep track of multiple systems at once, while the letter L tells us it's located in the Atlantic basin. Other basins use different letters, but L is always for the Atlantic. Invest 97L, which is currently situated to the west of the Cabo Verde Islands, is a large and increasingly organized cluster of thunderstorms. This region is known for being a common birthplace for powerful Atlantic hurricanes, so meteorologists pay close attention to disturbances here. Right now, we're seeing early signs of circulation within this system, a key indicator that it could be on its way to becoming a tropical depression or even a named storm if conditions remain favorable. The waters in this part of the Atlantic are especially warm, and wind shear, the change in wind speed and direction with height, is currently light. These are the perfect ingredients for tropical development, giving Invest 97L a real chance to strengthen over the coming days. Of course, not every invest will turn into a tropical storm or hurricane. Some fizzle out due to dry air, cooler waters, or increased wind shear. But Invest 97L is already showing some classic signs of intensification, such as more organized cloud patterns and increasing thunderstorm activity. That's why the National Hurricane Center is monitoring it so closely, issuing regular updates and advisories. It's also why it's important for you to stay informed, even in these early stages, so you're prepared if the system continues to develop. We'll keep you updated every step of the way as Invest 97L evolves, so you'll always know what to expect and how to stay safe. Storm development follows a clear process, starting with a tropical depression. This means the system has a closed circulation and winds up to 38 miles per hour. While not destructive, tropical depressions can bring heavy rain and gusty winds. The NHC designates a depression after analyzing satellite and, if available, aircraft data. Invest 97L now has a 90% chance of becoming a depression within 48 hours, a rapid increase from yesterday. Once classified, the NHC issues regular advisories with location, winds, movement, and a forecast cone. The formation of a depression signals a significant weather event is underway. After a system becomes a tropical depression, the next step is tropical storm status, when it gets a name. Winds must reach at least 39 miles per hour. The next name on the list is Erin. If 97L strengthens as expected, we could see tropical storm Erin within days. Warm water and low wind shear are fueling this system, and some meteorologists think it could become the season's first hurricane. A hurricane requires sustained winds of 74 miles per hour or more. We've had 4 named storms so far, but none reached hurricane strength. Whether 97L becomes Erin or even a hurricane remains to be seen, but conditions are favorable. This is a system to watch closely in the coming week. Invest 97L is moving west-northwest across the eastern Atlantic, guided by the Bermuda High. It's still thousands of miles from the Caribbean and U.S., posing no immediate threat to land. The system may bring gusty winds and rain to the Cabo Verde Islands as it moves away. Its distant location gives us time to monitor its evolution and potential path. Over the next few days, it's expected to strengthen over warm waters and favorable winds. Satellite imagery will reveal if it organizes further, possibly to hurricane status. For now, the key message: it's far out at sea and its final destination is unknown. This is the time to pay attention, not to worry. Predicting the future path of a tropical system is one of the most complex and fascinating challenges in meteorology. Even with all the technology and expertise available today, forecasting where a storm will go beyond just a few days remains a daunting task. The atmosphere is a constantly shifting puzzle, with countless variables interacting in ways that can be difficult to anticipate. For the current system, known as 97L, meteorologists have a fairly confident idea of its track for the next 3 to 5 days. During this period, the storm is expected to follow a general westward path, guided by prevailing winds and established pressure patterns. However, as we look further into the future, the picture becomes much less clear. The long-term fate of 97L is still shrouded in uncertainty, and small changes in the environment can have dramatic effects on where the storm ultimately ends up. One of the key factors influencing the storm's path is the presence of a high-pressure ridge. If this ridge weakens or shifts, it can create a break in the atmospheric steering currents, allowing the storm to change direction, sometimes abruptly. This is why meteorologists pay close attention to the strength and position of these pressure systems, as even a subtle change can mean the difference between a storm heading out to sea or threatening land. To help visualize the range of possible outcomes, forecasters rely on computer models and ensemble forecasts, often displayed as so-called spaghetti plots. Each line on these plots represents a different model's prediction, and together they show just how much uncertainty exists. The more spread out the lines, the less agreement there is among the models, and the greater the uncertainty in the forecast. At this point, most models suggest that 97L will eventually turn north and then northeast, likely missing the U.S. mainland. This is certainly encouraging news, but it's important to remember that these predictions are not set in stone. The atmosphere is full of surprises, and even a small shift in the steering currents could send the storm on a different path. In fact, some models show the storm coming closer to the U.S. or even threatening Bermuda. These differences highlight just how sensitive tropical systems are to their environment. A slight change in wind speed, pressure, or sea surface temperature can have a huge impact on the storm's trajectory days later. That's why forecasters stress the importance of not focusing on a single predicted path, but rather considering the full range of possibilities. The forecast cone you see on weather maps is designed to reflect this uncertainty, For days 4 and 5, the cone is often quite wide, showing just how much the storm's future path could vary. This is not a sign of weakness in the forecast, but rather an honest representation of the limits of our current knowledge. The message for now is clear: observe cautiously and be prepared for changes. What we do know is that a storm is forming and will continue moving westward in the coming days. But the crucial moment, the point at which the storm makes its turn, remains unknown. This turn will determine whether the system stays out at sea or becomes a threat to land. As new data arrives from satellites, weather balloons, and aircraft, meteorologists will update their forecasts, gradually sharpening the picture of what lies ahead. Each new piece of information helps narrow down the possibilities, but until that crucial turn happens, uncertainty will remain. So for now, we watch and wait, knowing that nature often has the final say. Staying informed and prepared is the best way to meet the challenge of predicting a storm's future. With the forecast still uncertain, several regions should monitor 97L closely. Bermuda is first in line, as some tracks could bring the storm near the island late this week. The entire U.S. East Coast, from Florida to New England, should also stay alert, as a stronger high could steer the system closer. Atlantic Canada, including Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, should watch for a possible recurving track. Most people are not in immediate danger, but this is the time to review hurricane plans and check emergency kits. Early awareness is key to preparedness. If you live in Bermuda, along the East Coast, or in Atlantic Canada, check forecasts daily. Stay informed, not alarmed. To understand why 97L matters, let's look at the 2025 hurricane season so far. The season peaks from mid-August to mid-October, when conditions are most favorable for storms. We've had 4 named storms: Andrea, Barry, Chantal, and Dexter, but none became hurricanes. NOAA predicted an above-normal season, with up to 18 named storms and 5 hurricanes. 97L signals were entering the active phase, with other systems also being monitored. This is the heart of hurricane season. Complacency is dangerous. It only takes one storm to make a season memorable. Stay vigilant and ready for whatever the tropics bring. As we track 97L and move through peak hurricane season, staying informed and prepared is crucial. Use reliable sources for weather alerts: NOAA, local news, or official apps. Review your hurricane plan, know your evacuation zone, and keep your emergency kit stocked. Early preparation reduces stress and keeps you safe, whether you evacuate or shelter in place. The forecast for 97L will become clearer soon, and will keep you updated every step of the way. For now, watch, wait, and prepare. No alarm, just awareness. Stay safe and stay tuned for the latest updates.